This video is brought to you by Joa, my choice for premium Tesla and vehicle accessories. Claim your exclusive discount with the link in the description below.
What is going on, everybody? Chris here, and today we're going to be checking out the new hands-free FSD system from Tesla. That's already yelling at me. I promise it's really not that bad, because I think there was a little bit of confusion in my last video. Maybe that was my fault. Maybe this thing does get confused when I'm talking, but I want to clearly go through how the system works, how you use it, and let you know it's optional because some people said they didn't like it. But overall, let me tell you my impressions first. I do enjoy it. It is nice to use. I am having a little bit of a what do I do with my hands moment because I can go entire drives, like literally entire drives. I did a 45-minute drive and not touch the wheel. And it's new, and it's different, and it's weird. It feels a little bit wrong after all these years of being, yelled at to put your hand on the wheel. And again, like I said, I just am kind of like, what do I do? Like my hands are just kind of like sitting on my knees, and it just seems weird. But overall, it does really take the FSD experience to the next level. So I really do feel like, man, this is better than it was. Even if it's not better than it was, even if it's the same or slightly better or slightly worse than, the previous version that was 12.3.6, it feels so much different and so much cooler to not have to constantly be tugging on the wheel. So let's talk about what this system is, first of all. So I'll put the description up from Tesla of this new system, and you can see in any of the descriptions anywhere, they don't actually say hands-free. They don't actually tell you to take your hands off. They don't actually encourage that. They don't advertise it. It doesn't say hands-free anywhere. In fact, when you first turn on the system, let me show you here. So I'll turn it off. And when I turn it on, be attentive. Keep your hands on the wheel. So they're still specifically telling you to keep your hands on the wheel. Despite that, you don't have to. You can have them right here. And that's how I've been using FSD, at least in my driving videos that I put on YouTube for a while anyway. Before, when I was driving, I would just keep a hand here. And it's simple enough. I didn't really mind it, but this is different. Now, to kind of throw a wrench into all of that, I did post when I first got this, just a picture I had taken, funny enough, from my glasses. But I had taken a picture from my glasses, just pretty much this, me on the highway, and saying, wow, FSD with no hands or whatever is finally here. This is great. And Ashok, the head of autopilot at Tesla, quote posted that and was like, yep, this is for attentive drivers to make the experience, more comfortable or whatever. So he kind of endorsed, unofficially, or officially, however you want to look at it, the fact that we don't have to put our hands on the wheel here. So the fact is, you do not have to put your hands on the wheel. Despite that, Tesla tells you when you first turn on FSD to put your hands on the wheel, and nowhere in the wording does it say hands-free or you don't need your hands. Okay, I think there is something to this me talking and it yelling at me, because I'll tell you, when I'm not making a video, I almost never get yelled at unless I look away from the road. So let's start with the hands-free. How does it work? Basically, you turn it on, you don't have to touch the wheel. You do have to look forward. Now, if you're at a turn, I found like a left turn or a right turn or whatever, and you need to do this and look out your window, the system's not going to yell at you. You can look as long as you want. Of course, you're usually pivoting, so you look here, you look here, you look here. And you can see if I look out the window here, okay, looks good. Out the window, all right, looks good. The system's not yelling at me. It's all normal. Let me check my speed really quick. Going 65 in a 60, okay. Didn't get yelled at. Let me change my nav here really quick. So edit, trip. We'll add the post office there, the same place I'm already going, and click done. And I did get a please pay attention to the road. So that was long enough that it does yell at me, but all I got to do is look at the road, and then that warning goes away. There's no beeping or anything like that. Overall, I would say it is very competent. It is really extremely accurate in terms of knowing when you're looking away, knowing that you need to pay attention more urgently. If you go into a construction zone or something, it's probably going to be a little more sensitive. I did find I got a text message this morning, actually. I'm heading to work, and I went like this and looked at my watch to read the text message. I was like, oh, this is fine. My watch is right here, and I kind of went like that. And it said something, and boom, that's exactly what happened. Please pay attention to the road. So I got that warning beep. Now that's different than what you just saw with me interacting with the screen. It actually audibly, oh no, dang it, it audibly yelled at me. Man, I messed it up. I'm doing too many examples for you here. It audibly yelled at me to pay attention to the road. It knew, I don't know if it saw my watch or saw the way I was looking or something, but it basically knew, all right, that's too much. You're doing too much there. We need to audibly warn you. So let me just get off the highway here and go into park so I can turn the system back on. So that's 2 strikes now for y'all. I'm getting these strikes on these videos, trying to demonstrate the system. So hold on, I'll be back in just a second. All right, so there we go. I'll turn it back on, and boom, we're back to hands-free. So I don't even know where we're going. I'm not looking at the map. I don't care. The car's going to figure it out. So now I have 2 strikes, and each strike goes away after 7 good days. You'll get 1 strike, and then 7 more days, you'll get another strike taken away. So now, I've heard people say, wow, this seems so annoying. I wouldn't want to use that. Privacy concerns, which if you're driving a Tesla, I mean, that's kind of part of the deal, I feel like. But, I totally understand thinking that way. I agree with you, actually. But it's kind of like, is the benefit worth, giving up, letting them see you, right? So for me, in this instance, yes, it is. But if it wasn't, I just wouldn't use it, or I'd buy a different car or something. But anyway, let's say you don't like this. Now, I think my first video was not a great representation of it because I was still kind of, there's a little learning curve of how you need to act around it. Again, maybe you don't like that, then just don't use it. But there's a little bit of a learning curve in terms of figuring out, like, okay, this is the way I need to act. This is how long I have to look away. You can see now I've turned it on. It hasn't yelled at me yet. I'm talking to you. I'm just kind of looking forward. So if you don't want to use it, like if you want to wear your sunglasses, I pretty much always wear sunglasses when I'm driving, except now I haven't been because of this, then you can put your sunglasses on and it just reverts back to the old system. So if you look in the top left next to the autopilot, the blue steering wheel there's a green dot. That means I don't know what to call it, the hands-free system. That's what I want to call it, it's hands-free. But what do we call it here? They called it attentive monitoring, whatever it's called, who cares? We'll see it in a minute here. That means it's active. Now, if I want to wear sunglasses, we'll get my sunglasses out here. So you can see I looked for my sunglasses, I didn't get yelled at. We'll put these on. And we have about 5 to 10 seconds before the system is gonna, pick up on this and tell me, all right, you can't use that anymore. So it's totally a choice. It's totally up to you whether you want to use this, if you think it's worth not having sunglasses on for, or not. So attention monitoring unavailable, sunglasses use detected. So attention monitoring is what it's called. Now I have to put a hand on the wheel every once in a while. It basically will revert back to what we had in the past. So if I don't touch the wheel here, we'll see in a minute. I mean, I still have a lot of no wheel time. The old system, you had up to 2 minutes, or sometimes more than that, I would see, before it would nag you. So you can see the green dot is gone. We're driving along here. This is going to update at some point. My goodness, I skipped ahead because I wanted to skip to where it's asking me for hands, but we're getting off the highway and it's still not asking. So this is quite a long time you got here before it's really going to bug you to put hands on the wheel. But we're going to keep waiting and see when it asks me here. So we'll let it handle this roundabout for us. Well, this is great. I guess you can use your sunglasses. I don't know if it's like some kind of bug or I don't know. Okay, nobody tell Tesla. Don't let Tesla see this video. I like this. I got my sunglasses and okay, there. Apply slight turning for steering wheel. So that was a couple of minutes there. So there, you're back to the old system. I just had to touch the wheel and then I can put my hands back down. You kind of touch the wheel as much as it asks you. And then that's it. So if you don't like this system, if you don't want to use it, then you can wear your sunglasses. And then same thing with hats. So if you wear a hat and you put it too low, like right here, I'm doing that kind of for the sun. Of course, I could just use my sun visor too. But if I put this too low, the camera can't see my eyes. So it's the same thing where that attention monitoring system is not going to work because it can't see your eyes. But as you can tell, I've been wearing a hat this entire video, and I had it on the whole time before the sunglasses, and it wasn't a problem. So now that the system can see my eyes again, because I've let it, it's my choice, right? It will, in I don't know, 10 seconds or 30 seconds or something here, it will automatically re-enable that system, and I can go hands-free again. So let's let that happen. So slight turning force to wheel because that system is not enabled yet. And I'll probably just let this roll so you can see how long it takes, approximately. This is actually the first time I'm really testing this. There you go. Attention monitoring active. So is that 30 seconds or something? You can see in the video how long that took. But there you go. So please pay attention to the road. We're back to quote unquote hands-free. Nice little slowing for the train tracks there. And so that's the system. That's how it works. If you want to use it, use it. If you don't, you can just wear your sunglasses, wear your hat, or simply not turn FSD on, or not buy a Tesla, or whatever you want. So it's totally up to you whether you're using the system or not. Overall, in my opinion, I really enjoy it. I think it's kind of like next level. If the sun is too crazy and too bright and I need my sunglasses, I'll just put them on and I won't use the attention monitoring for that duration of time until I'm ready to use it again. I think there'll be a little bit of a mix, but I think 90-95%, maybe more of my driving when I have a car with FSD in it is going to be using this system. It's pretty great. So if you have any questions, leave those down below. You'll see me in the next video.